Good evening, everybody. I'm Umberger, your host tonight with Rising Stars. This is a show where we check out venues and artists in the area and see how they come together. And today we're going to be talking to Sheila Umberger, Director of Roanoke Public Libraries.
Hi.
And hello.
Hello.
And Ada Lis Jimena, one of our artists in the area.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
And let's get it rolling here. Library is a place where you come and you do research, you read books. The computers started happening a while back, but there's also something else going on in libraries today. And you have the power, and you're the person that's been doing some very interesting things here at the Roanoke Public Library. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I would say yes, we do the books and the computer classes, but one of the things that we have been working on for the last 6 years is the library as a community space. This came out in our master plan. This is our goal. We have neighborhood libraries. We're sitting in the main library now, and so we've been working on that. And last night we had almost 200 people at one of our programs, and a lot of new people coming to the library. So that's also one of our goals, is to say this is a great resource for the community, to support art and culture in the community, and to highlight it.
Yes, well, and I would like to add some words about Sheila, what she was saying. And well, it's true, the audience is growing up, and I'm one of the responsible for bringing new audience in relation with Latin, yes, the Latin people, because all of my programs are in relation with Latin music. Spanish Blood, it was in relation with Spanish music. Music of Argentina is again in relation with Argentina, but Argentina is inside Latin America. And the last program, it were in relation with romantic Latin American love songs, so tangos and boleros, or boleros and more. So I think that it's great that we as an artist have this opportunity to bring new audience to the libraries and have this space, because really it's like that you said, that normally you are going to a library for researching books and videos and this kind of stuff, but now the library is offering adults program with different performances and arts, and I think that is great.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's also a variety, like you brought up, Latin America, cultural sort of things, but there's also other stuff. It's cultural, it's music, it's different disciplines of art. You have artists that do the murals, or people that come in and have exhibitions of their photography or other artwork. Dance I have seen in here also. What other varieties of things do you bring into the mix here with the library programs?
Well, because of our space that we're in right now, we've tried to make our space flexible, and we've been able to do that with a donation from the Howery family to our foundation. So the space we're in now, we can pull things out. So it opens up our opportunities. So for example, what we start with is usually a traditional idea, like an artist or an author, and we try to add to that. So for example, last night we had an author who'd written a book about the Challenger tragedy and also had worked for NASA. So we started, we have a program team that we work with, and we just sit around and brainstorm. So for that particular program, we probably had 7 or 8 staff members contribute to the ideas. So for example, I had an idea because I grew up in the 60s. I was fascinated with space food. So we had space food here last night. We had Tang. We had another staff member who was very into, connected in with downtown, and so we actually took, last night for the first time, we actually took the program outside of the library at 8 o'clock, and we went down to get coffee down on Kirk. And that also is a very strong element. It's looking for stakeholders, looking for people downtown or a place around a branch, if we're having to try to promote and show this is something in our community that we want to be part of, we want to collaborate. And I think that that's good for the community, because all the folks that were able to go downtown to the coffee shop last night and talk one-on-one with the author obviously were touched by the program, enjoyed the program, and yet now they know about a great new coffee shop that's close to our branch. So, you know, we're constantly looking for new catering, partners. Last week we had the Playing in the Dirt program. That's another example. We started with the idea of a master gardener. We ended up with extension services with the Roanoke Garden group, and so in Grandin Village and all of that in the program, and that was really good for the community too. We also we started just recently tying children's activities the same evening. We had a Lego club that just happened to meet on a night that we were having, and we had so many families coming up to this space for the program and then going down to the youth area downstairs that we've now consciously started planning movies, crafts. We had a space craft last night. So again, we family friendly, clean, fun, and we're free. So you know,
right.
And also highlighting wonderfully talented artists in the community, so people are aware of all the wonderful resources.
May I say something in relation with performances? I feel as an artist that here the library is completely open. Its door, and it's great because it's everything for creating, so it's a very good challenge, and at the same time, from my point of view as a performer, I can create different, I can do different ideas and put in one very good activity. For example, with Gypsy Soul, I was singing and dancing at the same time, so we create like one Spaniard patio here with plants and the floor too, and so I think that is great that you can give to the audience something more than just being, in my case, the singer that is singing beautiful beside the piano or the other instrument. Is great. I think to bring something more.
You bring the atmosphere.
The atmosphere, and the
theme or,
yes, and the library is open to these crazy ideas. I think
we love crazy ideas.
The library has become sort of like a clearinghouse of different things that go on in the community. So the people come here to witness this stuff. They'll come for a particular program for the program. So, and people really don't know what to expect next as far as the program,
right,
which is what I find really great.
Well, and
it's like, how do I know? Oh my God, look what they're doing now. You know, it's like, how do you guys come up with this stuff?
Well, like I said, we have a team. It's a team effort. But you know, the thing is, we'll start with an idea. I mean, that's the great thing, because of that atmosphere. We have a lot of people approach us. We also are aware of, you know, we're looking and trying to connect with the community. So team members, and you know, this is like 6 or 7 librarians, staff members that maybe don't do the program in their job, but they've enjoyed working with us on a program. I will say, hey, do you want to work with us on this program? And we've actually had, I think you look for what's a talent, what's a hobby, what's a connection, and then build off of that. But this collaboration to me has been the most rewarding. When we have folks say, oh, well, you did that, did you know about this? Then that helps us build on that. And we were planning a couple upcoming programs this summer already, and that's another thing too we learned. We planned 6 to 8 a year in advance on some of the programs. Our summer reading program's totally planned, and that doesn't start till the mid-June. And we have a kickoff for that coming up. We've done this for the last 2 years, where we have a health fair component. Last summer we called it Summer Celebration. We had over 4,000 people come by. This year we're kind of combining the family fun and the health component. And it's going to be wonderful. We have a lot of partnership with Fire EMS, and the police are bringing simulators for kids to enjoy and understand and learn. And we're going to roll out our summer reading. We're going to have Zumba out on the front lawn. Oh, really? Yes.
Zumba?
Yes.
So you can come here to the Roanoke Library and dance?
Yes.
Ah, great.
So, and we think that we know that's a popular trend right now. So that really, we're going to start that, and we're already starting a series of programs with that. But we're going to punch it up that day, and I guess the point is we are a place for information, but we also are a place where you can have fun and learn. And then tied to that, it started, you know, when you're talking about bringing people from outside, we started with the marine group from the museum up on Eastern Shore brought in their van that had marine animals and and fish. And children could walk through it, and we had a really good response to that in August after our summer reading program. So that was such a success that each August between summer reading and when children go back to school or families start back into school, we have been trying to have a kind of a signature program. And we had Didgeridoo, which was the music from Australia one year. But when you have a child that walks up to you, we had one child over at our Gainesboro branch went through that marine van 7 times, and he would come up and he'd say, "Don't count me again, but can I go?" He had never been to the ocean. So, you know, when you talk about bringing in, you know, my response to him is, you know, do you want to be a scientist when you grow up? You know, we have books on marine science. So that's the type thing. I think it's exposing people to things that they're unaware of. And he had a really good time. He's probably a fan of sea creatures now. But,
and of the library.
That's right. I mean, this year's August program, I'll give you a sneak peek. We're pretty much, I mean, there again, we're planning. We've been working in this since February. Our theme for summer reading is One World, Many Stories, and so we're going to tie this. We're actually talking with the city schools, and we're hopeful that we're going to actually have a similar theme in working with the students in that program. And we're also going to, we've decided to make that our adult summer reading theme. And we're going to end it in August. We had a board member that actually came to me and said, I have a friend that's from Japan, and she told me a story about dolls. In the 1920s, there was a friendship exchange of dolls between children. 1,200 dolls were sent to Japan, and dolls were sent back from Japan. And they're very rare and they're very beautiful. We've connected through this contact. We've met with her several times. She's translating a book for us. We're going to have music. And so in that program planning meeting, we're talking about, okay, let's talk about, we have a manga teen club now. We have food, you know, let's talk to the Culinary Institute folks. Let's talk about manga. Let's talk about, you know, graphic novels, all this kind of. So we're really tying. We're talking about music. So that program is something that we're planning for August, and it's going to be an all-day event. Right now, it's tentatively on August 20th, but that's how we plan. And I guess because we have that time, then we kind of have time to think about it or approach other partners in the process.
Exactly. Now let's talk a little bit about emerging artists and how that's a theme program that's come about here, which the library presents artists of various disciplines and sometimes marries up stuff together, so you might have artwork and also a musical guest. So how did that all come about?
Well, I think that was really actually, if we go back to when we started, when you said, you know, when did we start doing this type of programs? I think that was the model for what we do now. Okay. That started probably in, let's see, 2005, 2006 time period. Okay. And we started because we could see from talking with the art community that there was a need for artists that were just starting out. My family are artists too, so I think I'm more open to that maybe initially than some folks might be. That it's really nice to have a venue that they can show their art, and then because of that, perhaps receive a gallery contract or have a gallery opening. Or we have one student that actually went and now is working on her MFA. So I think that that's how it started. Right. And then once we started that same idea, okay, well, we also have emerging or artists that need a venue or that would tie in. And then we took it another step and we said, well, what about food? What about restaurants? What about new venues like the coffee shop? Let's tie that. So it kind of created that, and then we became part of the art walk on Thursday nights. That brought a lot of folks in. So there again, that's like a later thing that we did in it to connect with the community. So you say, what's your audience? Who would actually, you know, like you say, of new folks, but who would think that art wouldn't be here or music wouldn't be here? It might be folks that would be interested in coming down and going to the galleries on that given night. So we joined the art committee, you know, we joined those organizations as an organization ourselves. So that's how it kind of grew from that. But you're right, that is the signature program. If we say that now, we immediately will have an audience for the program, which is really great for new artists, new musicians coming up.
Now, how did you, Ada Lis, how did this relationship happen between you and the library?
Well, in my case, I started with River Laker, who is the title here for River Laker?
Well,
for me, he's my friend.
Well, marketing is his actual title, but he helps coordinate our adult programs, just like we have our Amber Yap, who's our youth services coordinator, who coordinates all of the youth and teen programs for the system. So they work directly with me, and like we have the team atmosphere, but his position is definitely to promote and coordinate, but promote all programs and coordinate adult programs. So
in my case, it was, I remember that I met River, it was 3 or 4 years ago. I was presenting Music of Argentina at Holmes, and he was impressed with this kind of music and my presence on stage and such, and he told me, well, what about if you bring this program to the library? And I told him, well, you know, I have different kind of program in relation with Latin music. And he told me, okay, we are interested in all of these programs. Oh my goodness, I was very surprised. But well, after that I was performing frequently here at the library, and the great part with River is that he's really very, very creative. I think that we are working very good as a team, because I give him one idea and he gives me another idea, and we start to build these kind of performances that are pretty unusual here and around this area. So this is the way that I had the contact with the library.
Right.
And even I want to remark too that the library has different spaces for making your performance. One, it could be here at the mezzanine, but you also have the patio.
Right.
So if it's not raining and many weather conditions, you can perform on site too and create another kind of atmosphere too.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up, because it's the Jazz on the Patio series has been very popular. We have a lunchtime series out on the front. We decided to start using the front of the library as well, and we've had country music, we've had jazz out there, we've had other types of music. I'm not sure if you've performed out front before.
No. I was so close to perform at the patio, but we had a raining day, so we have to move everything here to the mezzanine. But I would love to perform there. It's a great space, and at the same time, it's the way for the library to say through the sound, we are here. Right. Because everybody that is taking a walk on the street will listen to you.
Right. And hear us.
And it's a great promotion too. And I don't know how many programs are in relation with the library and music for children. But for example, last year I performed 3 programs, Music of Argentina for children, in different branches. So I think that is very good to expose children to other kind of culture too.
Yes, definitely, and that's something we want to expand. We've had more of that in the last couple of years, and they've been popular, and we do plan to expand to children, because I think it's so important for, like you're saying, for them to be exposed to all the different beautiful forms of music. Similar to the mentoring, it's kind of like as adults, it's important that our children are exposed to a lot of different types of music and art, so that they're more open to learning. I mean, that's really, I guess basically it's information and learning, and I've always said, you know, we need to make sure that our children especially understand, and adults as well, with continuing education or lifelong learning. It's lifelong learning. We always, as a community, it's always valuable for the community to be open-minded and to be open to new ideas and new experiences, because you know, if you're not willing to try, say, a certain type of food, what if that's your favorite food forever and you never were willing to try it? The same thing with music and art. And you know, I think I would say without question that the library's viewpoint is learning is fun and learning is a lifelong activity. And that's really what happens with all of our programs. Now, on a practical note, I want to make sure that folks know, if you go to roanokeva.gov/library, that on that you'll see programs, and when you click on that, because we have gone from 15 programs, this is true, 15 programs in 2003, to over 2,000 last year, system-wide. Because of that, we are trying to use the web presence, the social media, and what we've done is, for a very small amount of money, we purchased an online calendar system, and you can click on that and you can sort by location, by type of program, and it will show you, and we've linked our posters that we do to that, and that links out to a RSS feed and updates constantly. So you can see everything that's going on everywhere in the library system today or for the month. So if you really, if you're really enjoying the music programs, you can sort by that and see where they are, and maybe go to a different branch that you're not, a different library branch that you haven't gone to. So that's a tool that we're also using that we need to promote more, because it's a really good way to see everything that we're doing that particular day or week.
I thank you so much for all that you do with the library and all the different programs that come about over here, because it's like nothing I've seen before anyway.
And for me, as perhaps being a representative of all the artists that you are bringing all the time, thank you so much for opening the door to the library and giving us this opportunity for bring our culture and expose our culture to the audience here in Roanoke.
Well, thank you all too, because we're having a lot of fun doing that, and it's really a collaborative effort, and that's probably the most important thing. Is we want to be part of the community and make a difference to people.
It shows. Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ada Lis, we're going to present a little number that you have done recently.
Okay.
From your Boleros and More.
Sure.
For the audiences to take a look at.
Sure. Thank you so much for presenting these songs.
Oh, no problem. You want to tell us a little bit about what number are we going to do here? Is it Usted?
Usted. Usted.
And what does that mean? What is it about?
Usted means you. And in this song, in this case, the woman is saying, you are guilty of all the love that I'm feeling for you, and you are not being responsive, to me. Oh my God!
I knew there had to be something sad.
Well, this is the perhaps the crazy part in relation with boleros, that are love songs. So many times, love can be very clear like water, but other time no, has to be hidden because it's a forbidden love and can pinch your heart like a thorn. So for example, the name of one bolero is Escándalo, because it's a forbidden love. Other times is like this lady that says, oh, you are the guilty because I fall in love with you, but you are not being responsive with me. So, and I explained all of this. I summarize the songs. This is the idea. Don't put the translation in one program, because otherwise, in my experience, is that the program will be in the trash can and people will not read the translation. So it's much better if you are a performer just to summarize the song, and after that just to sing the song. And this will be the song that they will listen to, Usted, you.
Okay, very good. Alrighty.
Usted es el culpable de todas mis angustias, de todos mis quebrantos. Usted llenó mi vida de dulces sensaciones y amargos desencantos. Su amor es como un grito que llevo aquí en mi alma y aquí en mi corazón. Y soy, aunque no quiera, esclava de sus ojos, juguete de su amor. No juegue con mis penas ni con mis sentimientos, que es lo único que tengo.
Okay, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll be back another time at another venue and another artist, and see how things come together out here in Roanoke. And I want to thank Sheila Umberger for speaking with us today about all the wonderful things that go on at the library. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're very busy.
Well, thank you for having us on.
Yeah, absolutely. We couldn't do the show and not have you guys on. That's for sure. And I want to thank you also, Ada Lis, for coming here and talking to us and showing us one of your performances.
Well,
and hope to see you a lot more out here, and maybe, I know you perform in South America, and maybe just go international someday.
Yeah. Well, I performed in Malaysia too.
And it'll be all Sheila's fault.
We'll have her back as we'll have you back.
Yeah.
We'll take that. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Thanks.